What's good, YouTube? This video is going to be about how to attract the right guy and get him to take you seriously. Before I start, I just want to say, if you need a coaching call, if you need one-on-one coaching, you can go to girltalkwithguys.com. I do hours, half hours, video calls, etc. So go to girltalkwithguys.com if you want to talk to me personally about what's going on with you. Now onto this topic. A lot of women come to me and they ask me how to attract the right types of guys because they seem to be attracted to or be attracting the wrong types of guys, right? Small minds, misogynists, sexist, red pill consumers, guys who don't think that women are equal, guys who don't think that women should be treated well until they prove themselves. All of these different things, especially the things that are provoked by a lot of this stuff in the dating atmosphere on social media. But while social media might change, current trends might change, what's popular, what's not, what's in, what's out, that all changes. Human nature doesn't change. Human nature takes generations and generations and generations to evolve. Our DNA has to evolve for our human nature to evolve. So it's a long-term change that's happening with us, and it is happening, but it hasn't happened so quickly that these truths aren't still truth. And that is, men of respect love women of respect, and powerful men love powerful women. Truly powerful, men with inward power, spiritually powerful, morally powerful. Those types of men love women who feel like an equal and opposite. Strong men don't need or require weakness in a woman to feel like strong leaders. While it's often presented that the men who are potentially strong or presenting themselves as strong, like that weakness, like that silence, like that shut up nature of a woman who's subservient in such a way that she can be ruled over, that is not the truth from men who are truly powerful and who sit in real authority and dominion over what they want in their lives and what they want for the people around them. Strong men don't require weakness of those around them to feel like leaders, to feel strong, to feel capable and powerful. They are strong because among those people, they are still that. The gifts and powers that we witness in those types of people aren't dependent on or conditioned to the atmosphere. They come with that. And many times they also require that to feel like they're in good company. So again, if you want to attract the right type of guy, if you want to attract a guy who actually is powerful, actually is wonderful, actually is mighty, actually is intelligent, actually is capable and competent and whole and wants a whole healthy woman as well, you need to take yourself as seriously as you take him. Too often I meet women who, instead of giving a great representation of themselves, once they like a guy, they only represent their feelings. All of their actions come from their feelings. Everything they say and do is a result of their feelings. So we have no real representation of that woman because our emotions change. And because that woman is in a phase of heightened emotion for that man, all she does is operate from a place of emotion, and she shows him what she feels like, but she doesn't show him who she is. And oftentimes it looks like weakness, it looks like airheadedness, it looks like subservience, it looks like the ability or propensity to let a man dominate you. And a real strong man wants a strong woman because he needs her to be strong when he's away from her. He needs her to be resilient to temptation and challenge because he wants the unit to be strong and survive. So again, when you like a guy, despite your feelings, you still have to represent who you are and not your feelings for him. And take yourself as seriously as you take him. What does that look like? I'm glad you asked. That looks like rejecting him with grace, but rejecting him when appropriate. Challenging him with grace, but challenging him when appropriate. Correcting him with grace, but correcting him when appropriate. Disagreeing with him with grace, but disagreeing with him when it's appropriate and genuine. Educating him with grace when he's wrong. Being honest with him, telling him what he needs to hear instead of what he wants to hear, and doing that with grace, as someone who cares, as someone who intends to be gentle but truthful. Too often women show so much fear for a man when they start to like him that they just let that man say and do whatever he pleases. And while they might say to themselves, oh, I'm just observing him, they're really falling for this man and allowing him to get away with murder. And they're creating a subordinate, superior dynamic in their relationship. And they're also allowing themselves to fall into a rulership under this man. When a man says some stupid stuff, they don't correct him. They don't say anything. They don't represent themselves or their ideas very well. They listen to what he says. They let him do what he wants. And then they shut their own mouths. They try to be easy to deal with instead of being real and being honest and being genuine. And great men, powerful men, intuitive men, wise men pick up on this stuff. They can tell that you're just giving them what they need to like you, what they just want to hear. to stay in their good graces. They're not impressed by this. Like I said, a truly powerful, a truly strong man doesn't want a servant. He wants a partner. He wants a better half. You're only as great as your weakest link. He doesn't want you to be a weak link. He doesn't want you to be stupid or appear to be stupid to make him feel smarter. He doesn't want you to be smaller in order to make him feel bigger. He doesn't need that from you. He needs you to be at full power because he operates at full power and he understands that. He identifies with that. It makes him feel like the team of you and him have a chance to succeed, that you can be great together, that you can be a force with one another. Think about it like this. Guys like sports, right? And when we play basketball or we play football or baseball, and we're picking teams in the field or on the court, we're picking the greatest athletes we know, and we're putting them next to us on our teams with us. Why? Because we want to win. No, never in the history of backyard sports, neighborhood sports, official school sports, do the kids or do the young men or do the grown men pick the weakest among them just so they can be the best on the team. That's not a thing. Men like team sports and they like might, and the might that comes with having a great team, great leadership on the team in many different areas, great skill sets on the team that don't necessarily belong to him, but he can have respect for and acknowledge. When a man is picking a partner, when a man is picking his better half, he actually wants them to be skilled and competent, just like he would want if he was picking his teams to play a game of basketball or to play a game of football. Competence, strength, resilience, those things that real men must possess, they also respect. It just must be presented with grace. A lot of women, again, try to present their strength as a man would present his strength. And that is where they go wrong. But having that strength and operating in that full power and dominion isn't a problem for a real man. My woman is wise. My woman is intelligent. My woman is a powerful person. She's not somewhere shutting the hell up, waiting for me to let her talk. And she's damn sure not letting me say stupid shit and just getting away with whatever I want to do. I don't need that from her. Again, men understand this concept. You're only as strong as your weakest link. We want strength around us. We want power around us. Men who operate in power, respect power, connect themselves to power, are motivated, inspired by, and encouraged by other people of power. If you operate like an employee just because you like a guy and you let him dictate everything that happens, everything that is said, you don't challenge him when he's wrong, you don't doubt him when he gives you bullshit, you're not gracefully correcting him when he says something that he probably shouldn't say, you're barking like a dog, you're hopping on one foot like that girl in Coming to America, you're not going to impress him and you won't be taken seriously. You will get screwed, but he will not take you seriously. And even then, most men with integrity aren't looking to do things like that with a woman because she seems to be unfit. He just moves on to the next woman who's fit. But a lot of men that take advantage of that, even weak men don't want to be around a servant, not too long, unless they plan on misusing you long term. And why would you want that? How many horror stories do we have to hear about women getting misused and being dominated and being ruled over before we realize that under no circumstances ever is allowing a man to rule you a good thing? Which is why I don't understand why so many of you love going to red pill creators, listening to what they have to say, because they're teaching you rulership. They're teaching you how to be ruled over. What strong man needs rulership over cooperation? I guess I'm rambling now. Let me get back to my point. If you want a man to pick you up in his team of life, you need to provide value. You need to provide substance. You need to provide weight. You need to provide some power, some inspiration, some motivation, some encouragement. And you can't do that being beneath him. If a man has placed you beneath him and not on a pedestal, there's no way that you're ever going to get the love and relationship you're looking for. When a man has put a woman on a pedestal, it's because he's seen these types of qualities in her most of the time. Women reject the pedestal because they think that makes a man feel soft, in their perspective sometimes. But what they don't realize is that if a man is not putting you on a pedestal, he's putting you on the ground with every other woman who means nothing to him. You need to be on a pedestal to stand out. And this is how you get on a pedestal. Be different. Be a challenge, but not a hard to get challenge. Be hard to conquer, hard to surrender, hard to misuse, hard to mislead. And also, again, do that with grace. Do that as a woman would do it, not as you've seen a man do it before. Some women do their best impression of a man when correcting a man, when doubting a man, when rejecting a man, when educating a man, when challenging a man. We're not looking to date another man, but we do need a woman at her full power. So be as great as you can be, just do it gracefully. Choose your words and your tones carefully, as you would if you were talking to someone else you respected, like a mother or a grandmother or a teacher or whoever else you might have a reverence for or respect for. Give your respect first, but do what's necessary. Men of respect who have respect will feel connected to that and they will take you more seriously than they take the women around them who just show up with tits and ass and jump in their beds. So many women start liking a guy and they just start kissing his ass, and the only thing that he understands is that they like him and that they have emotions for him. They don't know anything about those women because those women don't represent themselves at that point. They only represent their emotions. Everything they say and do for and with this guy is filtered through their emotions, how they feel about him, what they want to come of this relationship. They stop representing themselves and they stop operating at full power. That is the mistake that lands a lot of you in a man's bed, but never in a man's head. Anyway, I hope that helps. If not, it at least starts the conversation. Follow me at KFIG24 on the Instagram. I'll get with y'all later.